second. Off-speed pitch, and it's in there for a call, strike 2.
Could be that Seton Hall is going to be happy that they won't see Clancy on Saturday. That's probably the only guarantee that we have because of the number of innings he's thrown. We will not see Blake Clancy on Saturday. I'm sure the prep batters are quite happy about that. They've struggled a bit with him today.
Runner goes, breaking pitch, skips past Colilillo, and standing up at third is Carini.
Fourth steal of the afternoon for Carini. And the 7th overall for Seton Hall.
You know, if you've got 7 stolen bases, you figure you got more than 1 run on the board. But not the case this afternoon. Clancy going from the full windup. And a walk.
But that is something to keep an eye on for this Saturday. Seton Hall only had 46 steals, or 2 per game, coming into this game, but 7 today. So I'm sure that Mike Shepard is putting that in the back of the memory banks for Saturday. And I would have to guess that we will see a lot of running come Saturday's GNT Semi.
Mike Fanning stepping up to the plate. Fanning making his first plate appearance this afternoon, a .264 hitter. He came on to pitch in the top half of the 5th inning and took R.J. Fornero's spot in the order.
Now, again, Fornero could have re-entered the game to hit in this spot, but that would have lost Fanning to pitch the 7th inning. Fanning comes in,
held on,
hitting 14 for 53, .264. He has 4 doubles and 9 RBI.
He'd love to come through with a base hit here. 2 down, bottom half of the 6th inning. Pirates trailing by 2. Zidzunas with a short lead, but Clancy throws over. Down at third base, Tom Carini reached on a fielder's choice, then stole second and third. Zidzunas walked. The count 1-1 to Fanning. Should Seton Hall get Fanning on base, Gary Cordovano to follow. Breaking pitch, and Fanning ahead of the pitch, and it's 1-2.
Off that left foot, front foot steps, but in front of it. Clancy again taking the long walk behind the mound.
Jeff Edwards yelling out from the Caldwell bench, best pitch, best pitch. It's basically been his curveball. See what he goes with. It is the breaking pitch, and Fanning fouls it off and out of play. So he stays alive at 1-2. Bottom of the 6th inning. And Seton Hall trailing 3-1. Caldwell looking for win number 19 on the season and their 3rd straight. And these two teams will be playing in the Greater Newark Tournament semifinal on Saturday afternoon, a 3 o'clock start at Doc Geltz Field, to be preceded at noon by Eastside and Essex Catholic. Fastball swung on and missed. Then Fanning goes down swinging, and Clancy works his way out of trouble once again. We have played 6 innings. Caldwell leads 3-1.
Play ball. Yes, it's time to check out TV3's Spring 92 calendar. See the best in area high school sports like baseball, softball,
and now the number 9 batter. The ball rolls away. Here comes the runner down the line. The play to the plate, and she is out.
lacrosse,
Westell turns, shoots, and fires high. It's an 8-4 ball game. Ted Westell with his 2nd goal of the game.
tennis,
Nice volley.
and track and field. All right here on TV3, your award-winning local programming channel. Don't miss a hit, goal, or winner from opening day through the playoff race to the All-Star games. A full spring of exciting events, only on Suburban Cablevision TV3.
Has won the 59th annual Greater Newark.
Cloudless afternoon. Beautiful day for baseball. Sun setting, the shadows long. We are in the 7th inning. Caldwell leading by a score of 3-1. I'm Matt Lachlan, along with me, Paul Spahala. And, you know, past few years, Paul, we seemingly have gone from mild winter into summer-like weather. We haven't really made a gradual transition. There hasn't been a spring per se. At least it hasn't seemed that way. And though this year we have had lousy weather in the spring, we have had some gorgeous days like this. When it hasn't rained, we have had some nice, comfortable days. And this is a picture-perfect spring day, and it's been a picture-perfect day for Blake Clancy and Jeff Edwards as their team leads by a score of 3-1. Jeff Bowman, Tom Cololillo, and Mike Masella scheduled to face right-hander Mike Fanning here in the top of the 7th inning. Bowman 1 for 2, singled in the 2nd inning. Goes opposite field again, deep in the hole. Stevens with the throw, and the ball skips past Cavallo, goes into dead ball territory, and Bowman will move down to second base.
So it will be a throwing error on Stevens that allows Bowman to get to second base. Stevens had to go deep in the hole, and it was a long throw for the shortstop. Take a look at it on replay. Bowman, the left-hander, going the opposite way, deep in the hole. Stevens got over there quickly. As you see, doesn't have to backhand it, but the throw across his body low, and Cavallo can't hold on. Blocked it slightly, but then the ball rolled away into dead ball territory, which allows Stevens the extra base. Bowman, the extra base.
All right, let's see what happens here as Mike Shepard Jr. has come up from the dugout to talk to his team. It does not appear as if he's going to make any change, but just talking to the club a little bit.
He has not had anyone warming up, and he's going to stay with Fanning.
Let's see if Jeff Edwards tries to build an extra run. He's got a 3-1 lead. Let's see if he tries to sacrifice Bowman down the 3rd, or let's Cololillo try to do some magic with the bat. Cololillo 0 for 2, a strikeout victim in the 2nd, grounded out to Stevens in the 4th. Mike Fanning, the 3rd Seton Hall pitcher. Cololillo squares to bunt, but the breaking pitch in the dirt, and it's 1-0.
Talking about the weather as we head to Verona for the GNT. To me, it always seems there are only 2 types of weather in Verona, especially at Doc Geltz Field. Either rainy or incredibly hot and humid. Just seems we always have some really hot weather.
Well, 2 years ago, Seton Hall won the GNT after a torrential downpour. It was just a horrible day.
Against Columbia. It
Yeah.
must have been about 8 degrees out. It was rainy. It was cold. I was sick.
Ended after 5.
Thank goodness.
1-0 to Cololillo. Mike Masella on deck. Caldwell looking for an extra run. They lead 3-1, top of the 7th. Well, first time, Cololillo squared. Second time he did not. He's now taking a good look down at third base coach Dan Romano. Find out what's on here. Does not turn to bunt. Takes the pitch for a call strike. It's 2-1. Nobody down. Top of the 7th inning. We've played about 2 hours of baseball. Fast-moving game. Fine game. We hope you've enjoyed the action. 2 good clubs. Play on. Covering is Carini.
Good throw by Fanning. Here's a look at it. Good turn. And the throw right on the bag.
Seton Hall generally a very good fundamental team. Mike Shepard learned from his dad, one of the best college coaches in America. Of course, coaching at Seton Hall University for so many years. Pitch on the outside corner. It's 2-2. Tough year for the Seton Hall University Pirates. Never really got into a flow. Finished just above 500, but it was a struggle with a young team. Not to blame it all on Eddie Lyons.
How about Ryder making the NCAA tournament with 18 wins and I believe it was 33 losses.
Started out 0-16. Breaking pitch, Cololillo goes after. There's got to be a play at first. And Cousin did a good job. Waited to see what Bowman was going to do at second. Knew he had enough time to get Cololillo. Looked to make sure that Bowman wasn't going to move and then threw a bullet down to Cavallo. We'll take a look at it.
Here it is on the replay. Cousin has really done a good job behind the plate. Now watch, he'll step out, make sure that he has sent Bowman back, and then tosses to first. He waited and waited, knew he had plenty of time.
Second strikeout for Fanning. One down here in the top of the seventh, and Mike Masella. Check that. That's Chris Binder stepping to the plate. Binder coming to the plate as a pinch hitter, replacing Mike Masella. Binder, a .240 hitter. Breaking pitch outside. We will see Binder on Saturday pitching for the Caldwell Chiefs. He is the ace of their staff. I mentioned it earlier. 6-2 with a 1.73 earned run average. Not a strikeout pitcher, though. 28 strikeouts in 46 2/3, but getting the job done. The fastball down low, and it's 2-0.
This move will have no effect on the Caldwell defense, since Binder is batting for Masella, who was the DH.
Binder, a junior. And it's 3-0, excuse me. Jeff Edwards says that when he's called on, he has come up with some big hits. He's only made 25 plate appearances, this being his 26th. Three and one. Probably taking here. On deck is Brian Shave. Swung on and missed. Good fastball by Mike Fanning. The count goes full at 3-2. Bowman down at second, reached on the throwing error by Mike Stevens. Cololillo then a strikeout victim. Fly ball to right field. Volker makes the play. Tagging but holding is Bowman. Two down.
Volker, who started the game in right field, back in right field. A line drive. Only slightly difficult because Volker was playing in the shadows and the ball, of course, coming out of the sun.
Well, I said that Brian Shave was on deck, and he was, but Rob Masella has been re-entered as a hitter. And so Masella will go out to second base for the bottom half of the seventh inning. Shave came on defensively in the bottom of the fifth. Under the re-entry rule, you can re-enter a starter once. A substitute cannot be re-entered. And so Shave will depart, and Masella back in here in the top of the seventh inning, and will go in defensively in the bottom of the seventh. Breaking pitch, missing. It's 1-0. Masella 0 for 3. Flied out to center in the first, and then 2 infield groundouts.
What amazes me is how calmly the people on the first base side are sitting there with the sun in their eyes and with a righty batter likely to send a screaming line drive at them. I was watching Jeff Goldberg walking down the line with some of the JV team members, and just easily in line, and there's a perfect view. Line drive, in your eyes, you're squinting, and all of a sudden, bing.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about them. What I'm most concerned about, though, is Masella pulling one right at us.
Well, no,
we are in the line of fire if he gets out in front of one.
No, because this guy in the San Jose Sharks hat, he's going to stop anything hitting near me.
I don't think so. Hard hit ball to deep right field. It's over Volker's head. Bowman scores. Heading for third is Rob Masella. He'll reach there with a stand-up triple, the third triple of the ball game for the Chiefs.
And the third hit to the exact same location for the Chiefs. They have just used that right center field area to their liking. And they've all done it the same way, leaning out for the ball, drilling it to right center field. Volker and Schwarzbeck going after it, but neither one will have a chance to run it down. And it is the third triple of the game for the Chiefs, and a very big insurance run for Caldwell. They've got the 4-1 lead.
And here's one of the guys who has a triple, Mike Quant. Just been informed about possible change in the bottom of the 7th for Seton Hall, but we have a while to get there. Caldwell leading 4-1. Quant tripled and scored in the 5th. Came home on the infield ground out to, or infield single rather, by Metaliano. Metaliano, the first batter that Mike Fanning faced in the 5th. And that'll make it 5-1.
I was just about to say what a tough field it is to bat for left-handed hitters. The sun coming in their eyes, but Quant stayed with that breaking ball and just looped it over second base into the outfield.
You know, this Caldwell team making a statement this year, but also planting a seed in the back of a lot of people's minds for next year. Rob Masella Jr., Quanta Jr., Prendergast, a junior, Chris Binder, a junior, Blake Clancy, a junior, Mike Masella, a sophomore. Here's one of the seniors, Jason Metaliano, takes a pitch for a strike. Metaliano has been on base all 3 times.
And now, of course, we come to the point where we have the psychological discussion. Is it better to win the Tuesday game so that you can walk in and say, we know we can beat these guys, or is it better to lose and say, we've got revenge now?
Well, you know why? I think it's good to win because it's never bad to lose first off, as Metaliano hits a 2-hopper off the wall. Quant at third. He'll be held there. Metaliano on with his 4th hit of the ball game, and he loves that left field line.
His 3rd hard hit ball down the left field line. His 2nd double of the game. Here's another look at it. Waiting on the curve, and they are just hitting this curveball of Mike Fanning. There's Quant making the turn at second base. He will move in as Zidzunas plays it off the wall.
And, Paul, I'll tell you why I think it's important to win. Never mind emotion and everything else. But I think Caldwell, if this lead holds, walks off saying, hey, guess what? We beat you, and you didn't even beat our #1 pitcher.
We beat at your park.
Exactly, at your park, and we didn't even have our #1 guy on the mound. Ground ball through the hole into left field for a base hit. Quant scores. Metaliano is sent home. The throw in time, and he is out as the plate is blocked by Kuzin, and Metaliano never even got to home plate. A fine throw by Zidzunas. Good play made by Kuzin, but another run scores. 3 in the inning for Caldwell. They lead 6-1 going to the bottom of the 7th.
Suburban Cablevision TV3 is proud to present a special performance of the Masterwork Chorus with the Livingston Symphony Orchestra. This truly inspiring collaboration can be seen on Sunday, June 21st at 9:30 p.m. only on Suburban Cablevision TV3.
Well, Blake Clancy, the beneficiary of 3 additional runs, and he takes a 6-1 lead with him, Paul, to the bottom half of the 7th inning. And anyway, getting back to the story, I mean, Seton Hall can walk out of here saying, well, yeah, you did not face our ace, and we threw 3 pitchers at you, and things will be different. But I think Caldwell walks out of here with their chests out, chins out, and head held high if this lead holds up, because, again, Clancy, a very good pitcher, but Binder, the ace of the staff, and Seton Hall will face him on Saturday.
Especially after adding 3 in this 7th inning. I think that was a big inning for them offensively.
Ike Triber, the pinch hitter, leading things off in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Swings and misses at the breaking pitch. Mike Triber, a sophomore reserve catcher, 286 average, 7 runs batted in. Batting here for Cordovano. George Dillon, Chris Schwarzbeck to follow here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Well, now the Prep needs 5. Coming into the inning, they only need the 2. Caldwell defense has hurt them. And Triber goes down swinging.
For the first out and the 6th strikeout. Check that 7th strikeout in the ball game for Blake Clancy.
That low breaking pitch has worked all day for Clancy. Now it is possible that on Saturday, with Clancy giving a little class here, that maybe Binder's going to throw a lot more breaking balls, maybe than he had even thought about throwing.
Well, the breaking balls have been very effective. Had a little bit of trouble with it back in the 2nd inning when he walked 2, but for the most part it's been on, and the fastball has been more effective because of it, and he's thrown a couple of changeups that have fooled Seton Hall. You're right, Binder, a fastball pitcher, but he may mix in a few more breaking pitches against Seton Hall on Saturday.
It'll be interesting to see what sort of discussion that Jeff Edwards and Tom Colilillo have with Binder in preparation for Saturday's game.
Breaking pitch for a strike.
Interesting in that we were talking about this a little bit before the game. For instance, in football, Brearley played Johnson Regional on the 9th game of the year, which was the week before the football playoffs began. And it was a close game, and then the following week it was a wide margin.
Right.
In football, maybe you can learn more about tendencies. In basketball,
yeah.
In baseball, I don't know if that is so true.
Yeah, in football, you see if a guy steps to his right on a certain play. As Dillon lofts a fly ball to center field, Decker Prendergrass can't play it. It's off the wall. Dillon headed for second. Quant plays it, does not make a throw, and a double for George Dillon. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Paul. In football, you can make some adjustments. You can pick out a weakness. You have a week to do it. You're looking at film. You look at it over and over again as we look at this fly ball double to center field. But in baseball, you can look at certain things. You can see how a batter looks on a curve ball, if he steps in the bucket, if he, is a pitcher, although it wouldn't help here with Binder, but, is he a first pitch curveball type of pitcher? You can look at things like that, but I don't think it helps as much in this sport. Chris Schwarzbeck takes the first pitch for a ball. 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Seton Hall with a runner on, but Caldwell with the big 5-run lead. Down to 3rd, Hapward makes the nice play. Throws across the diamond, and there are 2 down. Well, I said earlier in the ball game that Hapward would have a tough time making a backhand play down the line. Now, he didn't have to backhand that one. I guess he's quick enough to turn his body. Don't forget, he angles it a little bit toward right field, and he winds up making the play here right down the line. So the athletic third baseman able to get around despite the fact that he angles himself away from third base. This should do it. Soft fly ball to short center field, and it will not do it as Decker Prendergast cannot catch up with it. Dillon scores, and on at first base with an RBI and keeping Seton Hall alive is Mike Stevens.
Now remember, they're playing Stevens deep. He's a power hitter. And that one off the bat didn't get much carry on it, dropped in for a single. So Dillon is able to come across and score. Only the second run, only the fifth hit allowed by Clancy.
And the 29th run batted in for Mike Stevens. And that ties him with Chris Cavallo for team honors as we look at Blake Clancy's line. 7 strikeouts, 5 walks, 5 hits. 2 of them in this inning. Had a no-hitter for 3. Here's Chris Cavallo. Cavallo 0 for 3. Has not gotten the ball out of the infield. Has struck out twice and popped out to second. Seton Hall trailing 6-2. One and two the count now to Cavallo. Clancy 1 strike away from winning his 5th game of the year. Clancy pitching from the stretch, but CeCe not holding Stevens on. The breaking pitch right back to the box. And the left-hander goes the distance and improves his record to 5-1 as the Caldwell Chiefs win their 19th game of the year, handing Seton Hall its 7th loss of the season. The final score, Caldwell 6, Seton Hall 2. We'll come back to wrap things up right after this.